Well, shalom, and thank you so much for joining. This is the day, this lovely Wednesday evening. We're live on Family TV, also live on Family Radio. My name is Sarah Otieno.
And I'm Frederick Njiri. Very interesting. Shalom, eh?
Shalom.
Oh, you keep on pulling things out of the rabbit.
It's good to be drastic sometimes.
All right. Well, today, Machakos County, this is serious. 4,000 girls impregnated within the COVID period. We're going to look at this and see what in the world is happening there. And then the UN is supposed to vote today to decide whether Kenya will become a temporary member of the UN Security Council. And then Jubilee has adopted 2 new parties.
2 new babies.
Yeah,
like
Wiper and Chama cha Mashinani. We'll be looking at that. Yeah.
All right, we'll be looking at that and much more. The WhatsApp number to join our discussion today, 0786 316 316, SMS line 20316, on Facebook and Twitter at Family Radio 316.
Now, this is something maybe that needs to be declared a national emergency now, because child welfare experts in Machakos County are now expressing concern over the sudden surge in reported teen pregnancies within the county. That is actually threatening the education of vulnerable girls, with the latest statistics showing that over 4,000 school-going children have been impregnated in the county since mid-March. The data shows a parallel in the number of newly reported teen pregnancies with corona-related restrictions. Top among them, the closure of schools to avert a catastrophic spread of the virus that has since spread to over 30 counties. Now, Machakos Children Officer Salome Muthama says that the statistics were picked from cases recorded in county hospitals. She noted most of these cases are as a result of defilement by close family members.
Wasichana 4,000 wamepachikwa mimba, na hiyo ni namba kubwa sana ukizingatia ni kuanzia tu Januari mpaka Mei. Hao watoto sasa maisha yao imeharibiwa, hivyo utapata nusu yao inaweza olewa mapema, wengine hawatarudi shule, ndio wataanza kufanya vibarua huku, kazi ya nyumba, na ni makosa sana kwa sababu hiyo ni kuharibia watoto maisha yao, na naomba wazazi wachunge watoto wao.
Well, it is sad, Fred, to know that the people responsible for these pregnancies are actually close family members.
Yes,
it's just been 3 months, and the Ministry of Education said we have until September, hopefully September. Oh my word, it's just sad.
Figure this, from mid-March, how many months are those until now?
Roughly 3.
Roughly 3. That's 4,000 girls. It's more than 1,000 girls per month.
Yeah.
It's
really sad.
1,000 school girls have been impregnated by actually defiled by family members within this short period. Over 1,000 per month.
Yeah.
If we're going to go until per week is over.
It's over 250.
Yeah, it's over 250 per week.
Whoa.
Now we still have until September before the schools hopefully reopen.
Yeah.
The very same people who are supposed to be protecting these children are the people who are defiling them. It's really shocking. It is really shocking.
Now they're torn between having a life and bearing these children and education. That's a sad thing.
And Kenya is we keep on saying we are 80% Christian. The 4 walls where we are supposed to protect. I'm speaking like this because I've got daughters.
Sure.
And anyway. It's
anyway,
crazy.
We hope something is going to be done about this.
True.
As you said, maybe this should actually be termed as a national disaster.
And we've not touched Kilifi, we've not touched other counties, which initially were in a bad state. This is just one county, Machakos County. What has happened?
Well, sad news there. Well, let us look at the COVID-19 situation in our country. And now Vihiga is the latest county to report a COVID-19 case in the country. According to the health CAS, Dr. Rashid Aman, he said that an additional 184 cases have been reported in the last 24 hours. This is after 2,518 samples were tested. And now the total number of infection is 4,044.
Cases since we started testing, and since our first case. We have today 184 cases that have returned a positive result after testing a sample size of 2,518 over the last 24 hours. You will agree that we are beginning to see a rise in the number of positives as we move along. Just as we had said earlier, all indications are that we are now probably entering into the exponential phase of our curve, which is the steep rise phase of our curve. And going forward, we are likely to see more larger numbers of positives.
Well, this even as we talk about regarding the trial drug against the COVID-19 that was being done in the UK, Dr. Aman pointed out that it is a promising solution for the virus and that the ministry is waiting for results from more clinical trials and from the WHO to give a settling on it.
And I want to tell Kenyans also who are being told that they will be tested for COVID-19 using these 15-minute very quick assays, rapid tests where a puncture is made on your fingertip, a drop of blood is drawn out, put on a cassette, what they call the lateral flow systems, and then you see a band. I think all of you are familiar with the test for malaria. Each one of us must have gone through that one time or other. This test for COVID, which works in that fashion, is not the right test. That is not to say that these tests do not have value in terms of telling us something. Indeed, for now, they do have value because they can tell us the level of exposure within a community or within a population. And therefore, they have been authorized for use for purposes of surveillance and research. And in fact, as a ministry, we plan to use some of these tests just to do surveillance so that we get an idea of the level of exposure of coronavirus in our communities.
Well, Fred, before we move on to the next story, now the story about Machakos is really paining. And, you know, I just can't help but wonder, where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
And really, how can we help our girls, you know? Because I just want to know from you, maybe from those who are listening and watching, what do you think is the problem? And really, how can we protect our children from such cases, considering that the perpetrators of this are actually very close relatives?
Sure.
I want to hear your views, please. The WhatsApp number 0786 316 316, SMS line 20316.
As that happens, President Uhuru Kenyatta today made his final pitch to permanent representatives of various countries to the United Nations in a virtual campaign meeting to try and get support. Kenya is gunning for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council with voting set for today. But we'll have to fight it out with Djibouti to represent Africa on the council. Uhuru reiterated that a vote for Kenya was a vote for global peace, citing the involvement of the country in various peacekeeping missions. He promised the representatives that if elected, Kenya would use the position to advance its values of Pan-Africanism, peace, global solidarity, and multilateralism.
Is a vote for peace. A vote for Kenya is a vote for global solidarity. A vote for Kenya is a vote for multilateralism. A vote for Kenya is that even the smallest voice shall be heard as the largest and most powerful voice. Our peacekeeping missions have been to every single corner of this globe, where our forces have joined hands with others across the globe to bring peace and to bring communities and nations together. I speak to you from Nairobi, your only global capital in the south, where the UN resides, taking care of our environment and our habitat.
Well, there we have it. I don't know. We're battling Djibouti right now.
Yeah,
We
true.
hope that we get this, you know?
Yeah, and later on we'll have an interview with one of our analysts who's going to tell us what the benefits of being a member of the UN Security Council. It's a non-permanent, temporal, I think for 2 years. The benefits that come with it. Let's see whether we can be able to reap the benefits.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we're waiting for your responses. We asked the question, what do you think can be done about the high number of schoolgirls who are actually getting pregnant and the rising number of early pregnancies, especially in Machakos County? Well, send in your responses. We have Joseph from Kiserian. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're saying the book of Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23 says for the commandment is a lamp, and a law is a light. Proof of instructions are the way of life. Parents need to nurture their kids in a godly foundation. The information of the World Wide Web will become apparent if the real parent doesn't stand up for what is right. Unfortunately, sex has become a tool and not a sanctified way of parenting and praising our Creator. So many things contribute to lust. What you see sinks, what you hear sticks, what you practice breeds. Let us talk to our siblings, to our friends, extended family members. Pregnancy is just one thing that has been discovered. Other girls and boys are addicted to pornography, fornication, masturbation, and God knows what. Let's stand up for what is right. Martin Dungu, thank you so much for tuning in. Unasema ati how many girls have been impregnated again? Well, we
Girinya,
have
4,000.
4,000. That is actually more than 4,000
Yeah, in one county.
in one county,
Yeah.
Machakos County peke yake. Well, that is sad news there. Let us give ourselves some hope, you know.
Yeah, there's hope. If question I'm asking myself is, what happened to the uncles? What happened to the brothers? What happened to, the fathers?
The neighbors.
Yes,
you know.
as in, because this is being perpetrated by us men, and yet we, long time ago, we were the protectors who were willing to lay our lives down for our families. But now we are using that strength against our own daughters. It's
Very
just
sad,
yeah.
yeah. Well, churches could soon be allowed to open, and this is after a team that was tasked to compile a report on the reopening of the places of worship across the country had its first sitting today. Now, the inaugural meeting was chaired by the Health CS Mutahi Kagwe and also the Interior CS Fred Matiangi.
So today, after the inauguration, we are going to have the sessions now to continue, and the CSs have given us the advice as to the issues that we should take as reference points. Special above them is obviously the safety of our Kenyans in this time of COVID.
We now want to work with our religious leaders to see how else we can manage the situation that we are in the country. I think it's always wise not to say so much now at the beginning, because the work is beginning. I do not want to spend so much time and waste a lot of these wonderful people's time. Now they have started their work. We will meet again, probably about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Then they will give us the interim thoughts and see how we will work on them.
Well, elsewhere, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and his Chama cha Mashinani CCM counterpart Isaac Ruto have signed a post-poll deal with the ruling Jubilee Party. The move coming at a time when sources close to the presidency say that a cabinet reshuffle is looming. Kalonzo was flanked by Wiper party officials, including the chairman Chirau Ali Makwere and the vice chair Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo. Also present was the Jubilee Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju and the party's vice chair David Murathe.
Kuna umuhimu wa kuendeleza umoja wa nchi, umoja wa taifa. Kwa hivyo basi sisi tukubaliana na wenzetu hawa kufanya ushirikiano. The cooperation agreement between ourselves and the Jubilee coalition. I'm sure that the next thing you want to ask is, where do we go from here? We shall cooperate in terms of this agreement, cooperate fully in terms of enhancing Jubilee's programs in Parliament, in both houses of Parliament, the National Assembly, as well as the Senate.
Between the Jubilee Coalition and Wiper Democratic, and we are finishing with the Wiper. We are bringing in Chama Cha Mashinani. So today you are going to witness 2 coalition cooperation agreements.
Wiper continues as a member party of NASA coalition, because you can't belong to 2 coalitions at the same time. But I can tell Kenyans that we have absolutely no doubt in our mind as Wiper the direction we have taken.
Well, new babies for Jubilee Party there, you know, and you said Chama Cha Mashinani. I remembered the theme song for their campaign. Really an amazing song. I liked it because people were dancing, you know. And Kalenjins are good with music, we must say. Political music. All right, now 2 IT officers were arrested for leaking a secret video of President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga evaluating Nairobi Metropolitan Service projects on Tuesday night. That was the Tuesday of June 2nd. Now the duo was apprehended and later on released on a 10,000 cash bail, subject to being arraigned in court.
Well, the videos you can see on your screen are that particular video in question. The 2 IT officers, Patrick Rading and Bongo and Janet Magoma Anyonga, were presented at the Milimani courts today. The 2 officers were accused of unauthorized interception of computer data, contrary to Section 17(1) of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act.
This is an offense that does not exist in law. The alleged offense of capturing the head of states, intercepting a security CCTV. Our clients were never in State House. They have never gone to any government installation. The curfew at this time was ending at 7. So if indeed they captured anybody, then whoever was outside was supposed to be exposed to be quarantined, and also to be tested for corona, whether he had that corona. We have demanded for the CCTV footages. We have demanded from the state for the statements of the people our clans are alleged to have taken footage. So we shall be asking the statements of the head of state to show that indeed they captured him at this time of the night. We shall also be asking for the statements of Prime Minister Raila Odinga on the viral clips. We want the footage because we want to defend our plant.
Well, Dunstan Omari is a lawyer for the 2 IT officers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see whether he's going to be lucky and get a statement from the president and from the,
the
former Prime
leader.
Minister Raila Odinga.
Well, I don't know about that. But one thing I know is that I can't live without God.
Mm-hmm.
He's been so faithful to me, and I know you can attest to the same. Well, we have some guys who've responded. We have Martin Dungu. Mm-hmm. Anasema, I am not commenting on this. It is not for human rights. If not for human rights, such men are supposed to be stoned on daylight. Oh yeah, I feel your pain, Martin. Thank you so much. I also have someone here who is, hi people, tuned in and great work there. It's sad to hear such news, girls being taken advantage of. I think government should include sex education and self-awareness on the e-learning. Empower teachers to create awareness and counseling for both pupils and parents in their communities. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Perry's from Kabete. Asante sana for your response. We have Kevin from Manyanja Road. Well, another very cold, blessed evening. Evening, guys.
True.
It's still cold, but it's better than yesterday.
At least today decided.
Yeah. Well, fathers failed our country in a big way. We see fathers who are supposed to be the protector and priests of their households are now not doing that anymore, Well, the Bible is right. The world's going to get darker, but the body of Christ is going to get brighter. Only true believers in the church can help this generation find their way. I like that. We have Remy who is also tuning in today. Asante sana, Remy, and you're saying, I have tuned into the show. Well, I was shocked to hear once again that 4,000 teens have been impregnated in Machakos County. This is so sick, and now their lives are about to change and they're becoming mothers. Hence, start to plan for motherhood, something that they didn't plan for. As men, we are the ones that we need to reach out and mentor them.
Sad.
Well, thank you so much, Remy Kipchirchir, for tuning in and for your response. Remember, do not be left out. We're asking the question, with the high numbers of early pregnancies and giving the case study of Machakos, where we have 4,000 school-going girls impregnated in the last 3 months. What do you think is the problem, and how can we go about this? That's the question we're asking.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp number 0786 316 316, SMS line 20316.
Right. Now, 7 out of 10 businesses in the country are most likely to close shop in the next 90 days if the coronavirus restrictions are not eased. Now, audit and research firm PKF has warned that 5 of these businesses have already reduced their wage bill to stay afloat. The survey by PKF further indicated that half of the businesses in the country expect to recover in the first half of the year 2021. The report comes even as the government released new guidelines for business operations during the COVID-19 pandemic for different business space. One of the things that we really need to, my mind is still focused on the 4,000, but one of the things that we really need to find out is how quite a number of these businesses are going to go down. And they're hopefully before the end of this year, everything is going to be okay. And hopefully after the election of Kenya into the UN Security Council, things might start looking up. I hope. I spoke to one of our analyst, a gentleman called Anyona, and this is what he had to tell me about the aspect of Kenya being voted into the UN Security Council as a temporary member, and what benefits we can get out of it.
Is one of the organs of the United Nations.
Yes.
And I think it is more of a club thing, more prestige.
Yes.
I think Kenya and President Uhuru Kenyatta wants specifically to make a statement to the other African countries that the Kenya as a country has come of age, participate in one of the powerful organs of the United Nations. So really, there is no much economic power that we get out of it. There's nothing much other than just being on the table when we are talking about the international peace and being able to be part of the team that makes the decision. So it's more of a face. More of an image thing, more of a PR thing.
So basically, it doesn't come with any benefits whatsoever?
No, other than the fact that you will be more visible as a country and probably within the League of Nations, the League of other countries, they respect that you have come of age, you are of that level. You know, if you are now nominated from Africa as one of the countries,
means
that within that league and that decision decision-making level, you have your own space, and your colleagues, like the other countries, now respect you. And they have given you that status and that space that you will be able to make the decisions at that level on their behalf. So other than feasibility and international PR, there's nothing much that can do it.
So why have we been putting so much effort to be in this? If it has, apart from the PR and visibility, it's just to sit at the table with the king.
Yeah, you see what happens ideally when you are internationally visible is that you now are able to market your products more.
Yes.
And that is just the hope, that you're able to do that. It's just like we have our athletes going out there and they participate and they put Kenya in the global map.
Yes.
When you have put your country at the global map, and if you have positioned yourself and you have things to export,
yes,
you are able to enter into contracts, you are able to get into bilateral agreements with countries and agree on things. So really, that is what it can come with. But it's not a guarantee you will achieve it by virtue of being a member of the Security Council. It's not one of the automatic benefits that comes. It's not a trading business.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Nyoka. That's very interesting. I'd thought it was something it's going to, it's one of those things you sit and, it's a ching on your crown.
No, it's not an automatic benefit. It does not come with economic benefits. There's nothing. If as a country position ourselves, yes, we can reap the fruits of being that visible,
yes,
and showing that we've come of age. But if we do not get organized as a country,
yes,
then being a member of the UN Council does not give you any other advantage over the other.
My friend Anyona was trying to get home and was stuck in traffic. But I was shocked. He was telling us that apart from the PR and you become very visible, there's nothing much to it. Let's see what's going to happen. Anyway, the election is taking place today, obviously very late at night, New York time. I think it's 10 a.m. So we'll know by...
maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today night.
Whether we'll know whether we made it. Yes.
Well, we're still hopeful. We can battle Djibouti. I believe so.
Yeah, and we can even speak louder.
Fred, there's some guys who responded. You're saying, hi, my name is Mercy. I cannot just condone the issue and the story of 4,000 girls, 4,000 being impregnated by close relatives. That is really sad. Well, asante sana Mercy for your response. And we have Esi Kimenyi, and she starts off in a very sweet note. Ati, hello, the best evening company. Oh, just try and say,
that's
oh.
Nice. I mean, that's mostly that's for ladies. Tunasemanga gota.
Well, Esi, asante sana. I feel sad for the girls. Now the 4K are pregnant. How about those defiled but not pregnant?
True.
Well, I think girls need to be trained on the self-assertiveness and self-defense. Sometimes they are cowarded by threats and things like that. That's really sad. She goes ahead to talk about the Jubilee story. And asema, na how Jubilee babies, are they coming for national unity or for the bigger plate? Kenyan politics are just annoying. Now in Kenya, that's how you know people are at the age. Well, we also have, this is Sarah from Naivasha. It's really been long, Sarah, but thank you for tuning in. You're saying, hello, I just cannot come to terms that we have girls being impregnated by their very close relatives. This is sad. Tuombe jameni.
True, and you... This is Sarah's phone, just in case you don't know the latest iPhone. When I grow up, I want to become like her. And she just gave me a story of a lady in that's Nigeria.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Nigeria, Nigeria is also going through more or less the same thing. And this one is even worse. Okay, it's more or less the same because it's a relative. A 17-year-old boy impregnated his 13-year-old and 15-year-old sister.
Sisters, yeah.
Sisters, and this is a mother. You can tell from, her. It's the pain, and she's just warning, parents that we need to take care of our girls against our own relatives, brothers, and all that. And there's something that what's his name? my guy from Joseph Kiserian. Joseph from Kiserian. Joseph has said about how it is only the gospel that can change the lives of people. And it's very true, and that's the reason why we need to ensure that we keep Jesus on the airwaves. Because you know what is happening? Most of these things these are seeds that have been sown, like he was saying, by what people see, what people hear, all these things. This is just seeds that have been sown into the hearts of people. And now the seeds, what was sown has started maturing. And people have gotten an opportunity. And this is what they're doing. So the only way we can do this, we need to ensure that our airwaves, so that what you're seeing, I almost say what you're seeing, what you're seeing and what you're hearing is Jesus, Jesus and the gospel, and we will start changing the people's lives.
Well, and if you want to partner with Family Media and help us keep Jesus on the airwaves, you can text in the word partner to 20316. And surely there is a pretty lady, and I always call her pretty. She's always very caring for the partners, you know, and she makes a follow-up call. Her name is Salome. She'll get back to you and tell you how to go about partnering with Family Media. We have Alice from Machakos, and she is actually from the county that has been affected, and she's saying, hello Sarah and Fred, thank you for the show. I like it because you highlight more hidden issues. Asante sana for that compliment. And he's saying, today I'm sad and really shocked by what is happening in my county. I'm also an affected teacher. There are lots of idleness, and parents should raise eyebrows to this and also take care of their children. This is so sad. At our different capacities where we are, let us keep supporting those around. It goes a long way. I like that. Faith has texted me and she's enjoying the show. I'm really trying to understand what song you are asking about, Faith, but if I get that, I will get back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We also have someone here, Willie Madaga. Asante sana for tuning in. Kuna mwingine, I don't want to leave anyone out. Remy talked about the politics, and he's saying also in politics there is a bill in Parliament. It means that anyone who engages in an action or utterance that members consider an amounting to scandalizing Parliament will face a jail term or a fine or both. Journalists, activists, and wananchi who question MPs and scandalize the House risk being jailed for up to 2 years or having a 500,000 cash bill. The bill awaits Uhuru's signature, and this is a wake-up call, and we need them to be accountable. Yes, the show is amazing, and I would like to know the song that you played earlier. Right now, we were playing Till the End of Time by Cody Carnes.
All right, let's look at what is happening in Kakamega, still to do with students. 4 months after the Kakamega stampede, parents are yet to receive the promised report on what really transpired during the afternoon of February 3rd. Despite visit by Education CS George Magoha to the school last Sunday, the parents say no report has been given to them, and that it has not been easy coping with life without the answers.
Wengine wadogo walikuwa wamemzoea sana dada yao, alikuwa ni kama mama kwao. So maisha imekuwa ni ngumu, unapata hata mwingine akilala usiku saa zingine anashtuka, anaita ule marehemu kwa usingizi. So maisha hajakuwa rahisi, saa zingine mchana hata wakicheza wakifika mahali mtoto anakaa na boeka anza kufikiria dada yake. Mimi nikiona uniform ya Kakamega Primary na feel huzuni, naona ni kama naona mtoto wangu.
Fact hata bila hiyo kuna advert in case anything to do with the education, wanaleta hiyo picha ya Kakamega Primary. Then naona sura ya mtoto wangu tu inaniumiza.
Watoto wetu hawa walikuwa watoto ambao walikuwa innocent. Kama mlikuwa na hatia na sisi mngetua sisi wenyewe kushinda kuua watoto wetu. As for me, mlishanimaliza, mliua roho yangu, mkaua rafiki yangu, mkanimaliza kibiashara.
Niko na uchungu. Mr. Magoha kuja hapa na kusema tusahau yaliyopita. What does that mean?
Wewe utalea mtoto, peleke shuleni, arudi kama amekufa, utuambie tusahau yaliyopita. Mr. Magoha, kuwa na utu, kuwa kama binadamu. Hisi uchungu wenye mwenzako anasikia wakati amepoteza.
Fact you Magoha, wewe ni mwanaume ambao umekomaa. Nilifikiria wewe ni mtu mwenye umekomaa ambao umezeeka, uko na watoto wajukuu, utafeel vile sisi tunafeel. I'm sorry to tell you this, Mr. Magoha, and I'm sorry, see me well.
Well, it's sad. Very sad. 4 months and they're still not aware of what really happened. There was a promised report that would be given on the exact occurrence of things. And you know what? The CS was actually in that area on Sunday. It's just sad. Very sad.
Knowing Magoha, I'm very sure the report will come out. Knowing the CS, the report will come out.
It's also their plea that at least they get to know what really happened. Maybe that will calm their hearts. Well, now twende Nakuru County, and now the government of that county has partnered with the Kenya Coast Guard Service to curb illegal fishing and the use of undersized nets among fishermen in Lake Naivasha. This follows a warning to imminent collapse of fishing industry in the county by the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute unless the illegal practice are cut by up to 60%.
So there's pressure on the lake because of the COVID challenge. Mbali na hayo, tumekuwa na challenge pia, even internally within our office. Hiyo maneno ya illegal fishers, maneno ya collusion, maneno ya corruption, hiyo yote tuko na report yake. Na ndio sababu tumeanza kufanya mabadiliko na tutaendelea kufanya mabadiliko. Hii ni mwanzo tu. Sisi wote tunajua mahali ambapo nets za corrosion zinatengenezewa. Si tunajua? So from now on, our new thinking is that through the office of the director, anybody handling gears will have to be licensed by the office.
Mkuwe na imani na wale drivers tutaweka katika zile boats because mpaka wakuwe insured. Hatutaki mtu mwingine wa nje aguze hiyo boat.
Tunatumai tutashirikiana zaidi upande wa hiyo unlawful fisheries.
Anybody importing, selling, anything to do with gears, both nets and hooks, shall be licensed by the office of the director.
Have you ever passed through the Naivasha-Nakuru highway?
Yes.
Nairobi, Naivasha, Nakuru highway.
Yeah.
Iyo samaki. There's a time I really got a... I don't know. Samaki ndogo, they can even sell for you up to 50 shillings. And you're wondering, this is a baby fish,
It's child abuse.
That's child abuse. Yeah, but it's not right for them to pick up the small fish. And that is what they're trying to save upon.
True. There's somebody else who's also misusing his power, flexing power in the wrong way, and I'm talking about China, because at least 20 Indian soldiers were killed in a clash with Chinese forces in a disputed Himalayan border area. Now, the incident follows rising tensions, and this is the first deadly clash in the border area in the last 45 years. Now, the Indian Army initially had said that 3 of its soldiers had been killed, adding that both sides suffered casualties. But later, yesterday in the evening, the officials said that a number of critically injured soldiers had died of their wounds. Both sides insist that no bullets were fired or have been fired in the last 4 decades. And the Indian Army also confirmed that no shots were fired in the latest skirmishes. So, the reports indicate that the clash was fought with rocks and sticks. So the Chinese forces and Indian forces in the Himalayas, because they're fighting over a disputed area, nobody used fire, guns, bullets, or anything. They just used stones, sticks, and then I'm told that some of those sticks had nails. So that's how they killed the 20 Indian soldiers. We'll never know how many Chinese died because that won't come out. But it's ridiculous, man.
What? I'm still in shock. For 4 decades, no bullets.
Yes.
Oh Okay, let's just pray for them. And as we pray for that, Alice also told us to continue praying for the parents of the children that have been affected because of the early pregnancies, and especially in Machakos. And Remy is laughing because I said baby fish. Literally, Remy, there is a baby fish I saw. Well, now Martin is asking, so how did they fight?
Using sticks.
How can they fight an army with stones, you know? Just what I was wondering, you know. Anyway, we pray for peace across our country and across the nation, and of course for stability, and for the Lord to just protect our children, more so those in the counties that have been affected by early pregnancies, including Machakos County. It's really sad there.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll get the governor and see what action he's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we got about a minute to end the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to This Is The Day. My name is Sarah Otieno.
And I'm Frederick Njiri.
For this and more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs, from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.